Hi, I'm Cheryl Belson, and I hope you're staying warm during this winter storm. I'm back again with another episode of Top 3 Things, where I try to keep you informed about what's going on in the Atlanta chapter. This month, I'm actually going to talk about 2 things, because one thing is it's got more information than typical, and that is the goals and tactics that we developed as a chapter advisory board in our January planning meeting. In addition to that, I want to share with you a couple of thoughts about how you can effectively use Groups.io to know what's going on around the neighborhood groups in our chapter. So with that said, I'm going to dive right in, just like I always do, and let's get started. Well, let's get started. And the first thing I want to talk to you about is it's freezing outside. And that's true, but no. What I actually want to talk to you about is the CAB meeting that we had in January. It was a great meeting. We spend extra time together every January to do some brainstorming and some planning. And I want to tell you some of the key things that we walked away from that meeting with. First of all, we agreed on 3 specific goals for the chapter. The first goal is we want to, like in previous years, align the chapter planning with the input that you gave us in the survey that we took back in October. Now, speaking of survey, just a reminder, we're shifting that survey earlier in the year. So you're going to see that survey come out again in April. And then on a yearly basis, our intention is to continue every April to issue that survey. But that's our first goal, is to make sure we line up with what you told us as chapter members that you want to see in the chapter. The second goal we all agreed on was to increase visibility of our chapter in the community. And I'll talk about some ideas we have for that in just a minute. And then the third thing is also a repeat goal from a previous year, and that is to use our chapter funds in ways that will provide additional benefit to you as members of this chapter. There are benefits we all get as a member of the national organization, but we want to look for ways to really pour into our local membership here in Atlanta. So I'm going to talk about some of the ideas we had for that. So let's pull those apart, and I'll tell you about some of the tactics that we chose to align with those goals. So let's talk about what you told us in the survey. Now, I talked about this a little bit in our last video, but now I'm going to talk about those things with tactics that we've chosen to pursue in 2026. So let's talk about workshops. The number 1, number 2, and number 3 workshops that you told us you wanted. Number 1 is garment fit. Number 2 is serger techniques. And number 3 was couture techniques. So let me tell you what we have planned. The first one you already know about. We have been amazed by the incredible response you've had to the class that Deanne Smith is going to be teaching. She'll be teaching one this month in February, the same thing in March, and that's again in April. So big thank you to Deanne for that. And that class is called Pattern Analysis. Now, I'll be honest with you. By the time you watch this video, it may be sold out. It was sold out in some of the sessions and almost sold out in some of the sessions. So go to the website, take a look, see if there's any spots left, because it has been incredibly popular, and we're grateful that Deanne is able and willing to teach it 3 times for us. If time and space allows, we may look for another fit workshop to offer, but right now the one that we're offering to address analyzing patterns for how they're going to fit us is this workshop with Deanne. I told you the number 2 voted workshop was serger techniques. Now, some of your writing comments helped us understand that a lot of you might want basic, beginner Serger techniques. And so our very own Rita Mantell has agreed to teach basic Serger techniques. The date and the location of that is still being worked out, but be looking for that if you're one of the many people who said you wanted to see another Serger workshop in 2026. And the third one I'm actually quite excited about. Couture Techniques was the number 3 voted workshop that you wanted. We learned at the end of last year that Kenneth D. King would be coming to PatternCon, which is being hosted right here in Atlanta. You should have seen something from me about that conference in Groups.io at the beginning of this year, a couple of weeks ago maybe. Well, we're capitalizing on that, and we are bringing him a day early, and he will be teaching a Couture Techniques workshop on Friday. So one of the days that you said that it was your third favorite day for workshops. So we're bringing him in a day early on Friday, July 31st for an all-day workshop at CIFA on Couture Techniques. Obviously, the registration isn't out for that yet. It won't be coming out until, it's probably going to be late May, early June. But be on the lookout for it. And if you've never taken a class with Kenneth, he is a great teacher. I've taken a class with him before myself, and I have a number of friends who have taken a multi-day class with him. I think you'll really love being in his class, and he's just a really interesting person as well. Now, let's talk about 3 more workshops that we are working on that were in the top 10 of what you wanted to learn about. And so the CAB voted to pursue surface design, sewing with leather, and embellishments. So those were all in the top 10 of your most favored workshops. We don't have the details worked out. We have some ideas. We're working on plans, but be looking for those workshops to pop up sometime during 2026 as well. Let's move on to the next topic. And you talked to us about special events, food plans. And based on your input, we're looking at 3 different ideas. One is, we've done this before, continue with build-it-yourself bars. And we did that for the last meeting, annual meeting. It was a build-it-yourself salad bar. So we're looking at continuing that because that seemed to be received quite well. We're also looking at potentially doing some boxed lunches. Several of you wrote in that you were open to that idea. Those are more expensive, but we could hopefully either maintain or slightly increase the cost of the meals to be able to provide that option. And the least expensive option that we toyed with is if we had a BYOF or BYOM, bring your own main, and we supply the sides and the drinks. So we're going to be looking at all 3 of those options. Be on the lookout for how that's going to play out in 2026. And as always, you'll get a chance to speak into what you thought about the ideas we came up with whenever we do the survey. And we love getting your input. So be looking for that. The next item we talked about in the survey that you gave us feedback on was our special event format. Now, most of you prefer the shorter format that we've moved to, but many of you have a caveat, and you said, yes, shorter, but not quite as short. So we had a lot of people write in and say that the 2.5-hour annual meeting, which granted, it went over by 1 hour to be 2.5 hours, but that seemed about right. So our target is to increase the length of our special events by about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on what's happening during the meeting, but not go back to those 4-hour meetings that we used to have because you've told us that you don't want us to. You can look for a major overhaul with Spring Fling. It is going to be a very different kind of special event than what we've done in the past. We'll still have food. We will not have a speaker, and we're going to have a lot of hands-on opportunity that everyone will be able to participate in. So that's all I'm going to say right now, but be looking for a very new revised format for Spring Fling. We also are going to look at opening the doors 30 minutes prior to each special event. Now, this could be limited by the availability of the space, but if we can, we're going to open the doors 30 minutes early so that you can get what you asked for, which is more time to socialize. So if you want more time to socialize, you can get there half an hour early, you can hang out, you can mix, you can mingle, and then we'll start the meeting after you've had some time to do that. Let's move on to the second goal. Our second goal is to increase chapter visibility. Now, 3 ways that we've selected in 2026 to do that are, and 2 of these are going to be related to our presence online in social media. We're going to increase the videos and the reels that are on our public Facebook and Instagram pages. That's going to help us hopefully draw attention from the public and let them see more about what we're doing and who we are. In addition to that, on social media, you've already started to see this goal play out or tactic play out, and that is spotlighting what neighborhood groups are doing each month. And I love what Janine and Africa are doing with that right now, where they're taking, if you've told us what your programs are going to be, they're highlighting that on social media, on the public face, so that other people can see we do some really cool things, and hopefully they will agree and want to be a part of our chapter. The last tactic that we chose to pursue is to try to plan some additional community sewing events, maybe some renew and repair events, definitely more teaching basic sewing events. So we're working on those details. As you know, we already have some of those things in play and have for a couple of years, but we're looking at how we can expand that even more so that the community can really have an opportunity to interact with us and know about our chapter. The last goal that we chose was use chapter funds to benefit our members, and we chose 3 ideas there as well. We are looking at some kind of, I'll call it an extracurricular event that we could hopefully subsidize at either no cost or low cost. We're not sure what that looks like. We've been doing some exploration and digging around at different possibilities, but something that's of a field trip kind of nature to a location where we could have a really unique and interesting experience. So honestly, if you have some ideas or know of some places that we might be able to go to have a unique opportunity like that, please send them my way or send them the way of any CAB member, because that's one that's going to take a little research to accomplish. We're going to also explore more low-cost Zoom classes. Now, the last Zoom class we offered was the free pants fitting class, and we did learn something with that. We learned that when we do something totally free, we might have 80 people sign up and only 40 people show up. So we're not sure what to do with that information. We may do a small fee just to try to make sure that people who sign up really do intend to show up. But regardless of where we land on that detail, we're definitely looking at how we can provide you more opportunities from the comfort of your own home to learn and grow in your sewing skills. And the last thing that we decided we wanted to continue to do is we'll continue to offer 2 drawings for a free workshop. Now, if you recall, we announced at the annual meeting in October that Adele Swanson had won the free workshop, and she has 1 year to redeem that prize, well, we'll do another drawing that we will announce at Spring Fling to one person who will have 1 year to redeem a free workshop of their choice. So be on the lookout for that. The drawing announcement will probably be put out the middle of March. So I'll remind you again in next month's President Update video. All right, so now let me move on to the next item I wanted to talk to you about, and that is about Groups.io. Groups.io is a tool we rely on very heavily as a chapter. It's an easy way for us to communicate with each other, to make announcements to the whole chapter. But it's an easy way for you to know about what's going on in neighborhood groups. So I want to encourage you to, in two ways as it regards Groups.io and neighborhood groups. First of all, make sure that you are subscribed to the neighborhood groups that you want to attend on a regular basis. Some of you have one group that you regularly attend. I have 3 groups that I regularly attend. So make sure that you are connected to that subgroup in Groups.io. In addition to that, you can be connected to as many subgroups in Groups.io as you want to be. I know one member in particular who is subscribed to almost every group, every neighborhood group's subgroup in Groups.io. And the reason she's done that is she wants to see what they're doing, and she may decide on a one-off occasion that she really wants to hear that particular program or learn that particular thing that they're presenting, and she might make the drive even though it's a longer one than she normally would. So I have put together a short little video tutorial for you to see how easy it is for you to subscribe. You can subscribe right on our website, or you can subscribe right inside Groups.io. So take a look at this short video to see how easy that is, and I'll be right back. I want to give you a very quick little tutorial on how to join neighborhood groups on Groups.io directly from our website. The first place you're going to want to go is to the member area. So click that. You're obviously going to have to log in to the member area. So I'm going to do that. Your email, your password. All right, so now then you scroll down and you see this box right here, Groups.io communication. That's where you want to go if you want to join from our website. It's super easy. You just click that box and it's going to open up this. So here's all of our neighborhood groups. And in order to subscribe for any of these groups, all you have to do is click right here. This is join the group. Now I want you to notice up here at the top, it says you must be logged into Groups.io to join a group. So if you're not, and you click this, it's going to ask you to log in. I'm already logged in. I kind of stay logged in because I use Groups.io a lot because it took me directly to Groups.io. If I scroll down, I'll see this blue button that says join this group. Now, you can do this same function directly from within Groups.io. So I'm in Groups.io right now because when I clicked that button on our website, it took me there. If I hadn't been there, then if I was on Groups.io, just a tip for you, to get to this page, you're going to want to make sure that up here where it says your groups, if you click that, this is our main group, ASG Atlanta. You're going to want to click that, and then you can go over to the sidebar where it says subgroups. Click it, and it's going to show you there's our main group. These are groups that I belong to. Your groups that you belong to would be listed here. And these are groups that you can join that you're not currently subscribed to. If I were to click all color threads right here, this should look really familiar. I'm right back at this screen. I can click the join this group. Now, and just to highlight this, you'll also notice that it says subscribe up here. If I were to click this, email address, it would send an email to Groups.io that would automatically subscribe me to the group. If I want to get out of this group because I've decided it's just not the group for me, where it says unsubscribe, you'll click unsubscribe. So it's that easy. I hope this has helped you and that it makes it quick and easy for you to join subgroups in IO. Last but not least, I always like to announce who the winner of the Facebook challenge is. And this month, the winner of the organization bag challenge was Dawn Pendleton. Dawn, we love the bag you made. Well done and congratulations. Don't forget to reach out to Janine in Africa to claim your prize. They'll be reaching out to you as well. And congratulations again. Next month, we will be, actually it's already underway because it starts just before the beginning of the month, but it's the Comfy Cozy Facebook challenge on our private Facebook page. I want to encourage you, jump in on those. It's only visible to the members of our chapter. It's only in the private Facebook page. And I've already submitted my entry. It was a failure. And it's actually these pajama pants. I'll show you a picture of them just so you can see how off I was on my sizing. Maybe I need to go to Deanne's class to kind of beef up those skills. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. And Africa and Janine have dreamed up some really fun topics, themes for our challenges in 2026. So join in on that, and you just might win a $15 gift certificate like Dawn did this month. That's all I have. Thanks for listening. Until next month, happy sewing.